8 or 24?
Number 8. 24 was more challenging.
It's Monday, so that means 3 things. 1, I'm not your MCM. 2, it's a Mamba Monday. And 3, it's time for the 824 podcast. How you guys doing? I'm your host, the product of poverty's environment, D. Pope Chuck Paul. I hope you guys enjoyed your extended weekend. If you celebrated Thanksgiving or Indigenous People Day, or you just happy you got the extra day off or 2, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed mine. 4-day weekend. Hung out with the fam. Ate some food. Enough of that. Let's get right into it. Oh, how can I go on without saying this? R.I.P. to Hovain, former manager of Troy Ave. He was a manager for a lot of folks in the hip-hop industry. He worked with Lloyd Banks, Styles P, countless others, to name a few, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. Troy Ave even posted some stuff up about him on his page. You know, they didn't end on good terms with the whole shooting and whatnot that almost claimed both their lives, you know what I'm saying? But Banger was killed, so R.I.P. to Hovain. Let's get into this Jerry Jones shit. All right. There's a lot of things that people don't know about this, which is funny. I believe this leaked years ago. But even before that, Jerry Jones was the one who said he was in the picture. He had told a historian of Little Rock, yeah, I was there. Then after he said that, the Washington Post posted it. So there was a protest out front of school. They were trying to desegregate the school and let blacks come in. There was 9 kids out there. There's a bunch of white kids out there out front, keeping them from coming inside. And in the back, you see a picture of Jerry Jones. The picture I have here, you see Jerry Jones circled with the red circle, and Harold Gene Smith circled in the red. This was in 1957 at Little Rock High School. Yes, Little Rock, Arkansas. Yes, the South. Back then. Jerry Jones was 14 years old. And there's backlash now saying, hey, you were there. You're racist, this, that, and the fourth. Whatever. And this is over 65 years ago. I mean, personally, I'm like, all right, whatever. What can we do now? He's 80. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't injure or put hands on somebody. People keep bringing up Emmett Till. Emmett Till was murdered. Don't compare that to this. See, to me personally, that's just disrespectful. He was actually murdered. Yeah, we want the old chick who lied in jail or whatever. But this ain't that, first of all. Second of all, he's the one that said he was there. So the crazy part is all the backlash and whatnot, because it seems like people are more angry at Stephen A. Smith than Jerry Jones. And there's a couple of people who have questionable backgrounds who are talking the most shit. And the crazy thing about this whole thing is that I'm going to play some video for you. I'm going to play a video of an interview with one of the boys, one of the guys, men now, black man, who was at the protest. His name is Harold Gene Smith, and he happens to be a lifelong Cowboy fan. And he found out Jerry was in the picture years ago. Ain't that some shit? So, I am going to play this 2-minute clip. Here we go.
The Washington Post is getting a lot of attention. Jones says that he was just a, quote, curious 15-year-old who wanted to see what was going on and did not take part in the confrontation. Our Scott Gordon has an exclusive update.
September 1957, North Little Rock High School. 6 black students try to go inside after they're invited to meet with the superintendent. Off to the side, there's Jerry Jones, then a 15-year-old sophomore. And there, in the long-sleeved plaid shirt, is 17-year-old senior Harold Gene Smith.
The only thing I really remember about that is that they stood right there on the steps where we couldn't get in, and they were making sounds and noise and saying things that, but that didn't really bother us, because my father had already prepared us for that.
Smith, now 82 and living in Ohio, remembers the confrontation didn't last long.
We just stood there. Once they blocked us from going in, we turned around with the preachers and went back home.
Smith, who happens to be a lifelong Cowboys fan, says he learned years ago that Jerry Jones was one of the faces in that group of white students. But it wasn't until the Washington Post published the picture a few days ago that most people knew Jones was there, and reporters asked about it.
That was, 65 years ago, and a curious kid.
I can't believe that he was just curious.
Smith, one of only 3 of the 6 black students still living, says he forgives Jones.
I say if he had any animosity, I don't know, but I have forgiven him for whatever reason he was there.
I don't know what was in Mr. Jones' head. I was not there.
Back then, Sarah Davidson was just 9 or 10 years old, still in elementary school. Now she's the incoming president of the Alumni Association of the former all-black high school, which closed in 1970 as nearby Little Rock High School and others across the South were desegregated. She says the photo surfaced in the Post only after Jones himself told an Arkansas historian he was in the picture.
We're very thankful for Jerry Jones volunteering that information. He is connecting us to history even more.
Interesting, huh? So, he pretty much made it public his damn self. So, people are mad that Stephen A. said that it's wrong to go back 60 plus years, which is true to me, because when you do that, you open the Pandora's box. A lot of motherfuckers, remember, they did it with Cosby, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people were saying like, hey, they did it to Cosby, they could do it to him, but Cosby was raping people. He didn't commit no crime, but we'll get into that. Funny thing is, Bart Scott and Sam Acho was there and essentially agreed with Stephen A. But what people aren't posting is when Stephen A. said, if y'all want to call him out for not hiring black coaches, do that. If you want to call him out for not taking the knee, do that. But to go back to 60 plus years ago, nah. He said if it was at least 20, 30, yeah. If you had like audio like Donald Sterling, Dan Snyder and stuff like that, they'll do with the Phoenix Suns, I can understand that. But I think I got that video here too. Another 2-minute clip. You can hear him say it for himself.
Report said he was 14 years old. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago. You're going to bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing at this protest. No question what was happening is not something that anybody as a black person should be appreciative about. We had 6 students at that particular North Little Rock High School that was trying to desegregate the school.
No one should be okay with it.
Nobody should be okay with that.
Regardless of
We
race.
understand that. We get all of that. We also understand what we as black people and as black folks, black men have to deal with. And by the way, to some degree, we still deal with a lot of things, and we all know it. Racism is alive and well. Bigotry and prejudice is alive and well. We get all of that. What I'm saying is, here's the part that bothers me. You want to get on Jerry Jones and his track record, fine. In 2003 or so, you know what? You should have hired. Dennis Green shouldn't have got an interview on the phone. It should have been an in-person interview. Right. You should have followed the letter of the rule or the law as it pertained to the Rooney Rule. He wanted Bill Parcells, universally recognized one of the greatest football coaches we've ever seen. It was clear he wanted Bill Parcells. Nobody else was going to have a chance of getting that job. That's what he wants to do. You want to malign him for that? Fine. You want to point out that he's one of 7 black NFL owners that's never hired an African American as a head coach? Fine. Do all of that. Attack him for that. Go ahead. No problem. I see a plethora of African Americans employed by him. I see black players who played for him who rave about this man and what he's done for them on a personal level. But if you want to go by his hiring record when it comes to head coaches, no problem. Can't go the executive route because we know it's him. You understand? You want to be the president, the GM, the owner. You want to do everything. And then he's got his children that he leads on as well. So can't go the executive route. But you want to get on him about the head coaches, fine.
And to be honest, Stephen A. is always talking about having more black head coaches in basketball and in the NFL. All the time. If you say he doesn't, you don't watch the show. You watch clips. I'm going to leave a link for the full segment of this, so y'all can watch the whole thing yourself, so you can see Bart Scott's reaction and Sam Acho's reaction as well. And what's crazy to me now, you got the hypocrisy. Jamal, whatever. My son and Terrell Owens. I'm going to start with Jemele Hill. She's liking comments and stuff like that, posting stuff about Stephen A. Was going hard with Kyrie, off from Jerry Jones. But hold up. You was on Kyrie about the vaccine. You was on him about the tweet saying the movie was anti-Semitic when it wasn't. So that's why I figured you really didn't watch it. And you're the same person who was upset no one rode with you when you tweeted about Trump and ESPN suspended you. But they pretty much gave the same suspension to Sage Steele when she said something about Obama. So, like, come on. You're calling Jerry Jones a racist, but you was pushing everybody to vote for Biden. We don't know what the fuck he is. And for those who voted for Trump, and you're talking about Jerry Jones, and you know what he is. So come on. Same thing with my son. Like, dude, you used to be a stick-up kid. Should we hold you to that? Because you're an activist now. And they posting stuff like Stephen A., how you feel about Jerry Jones not hiring black coaches? Like, you heard what he said? That's the thing. I just want folks to watch the whole segments of stuff and start retweeting, just getting all the news on Twitter or TikTok because it's instant, it's fast, and watching something over 60 seconds may be too much for your brain to handle. A lot of y'all was retweeting wrong information when it came to Kyrie as well. I had to send folks a link to the doc. Whew. Then you got Terrell Owens. You all remember when he was on First Take and he said, Max is more black than you, which to me is the corniest thing a black person could say. Like, this person is more black than this, or this person's invited to the barbecue. When the last time you know who invited you to a bar mitzvah, said, yo, he's definitely invited to the bar mitzvah? None of them. You probably work for him. Don't let that go over your head. That's corny as fuck. And Stephen A. used to ride for him like a motherfucker for him to be in the Hall of Fame. But the funny thing is, he's posting these things about Jerry Jones, but this fool was begging him for a job when? In August? Hold on, where was it? I think it was August. Saying, yeah, if Tom Brady could do it, I can do it. You were just asking for a job. And then in 2012, you was begging him for a job. This dude is the worst. Like, you was just sucking him off for a job. Just what? Just 5 months ago. Just 5 months ago. Hell, going on 6 months. Yeah, they're right around the corner, yeah. But you want to call somebody a coon? Come on, stop trying to capitalize off this, man. Y'all better than that. And I'm not even a journalist. So how am I able to find this out? How am I able to, like, the news was able to find someone that went to Little Rock, Arkansas high school? Y'all couldn't do that? Y'all couldn't figure out that Jerry Jones was the one who admitted that he was in the picture before it even leaked? Y'all could have found out that one of the students is a lifelong Cowboys fan? Like, oh man, y'all terrible. Like, what were y'all doing at 14? When I was 14, I was hanging out with nothing but gangsters. Go to school, come home. I'm in the dope house with the big homies, chilling. Like, if we going back then, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell, the CEO of Rock Nation, what's her name? Forgot her name, my bad. But she was moving them things. You know what I'm saying? She got a full pardon from Donald Trump. Like, how do y'all feel about that? It's like, y'all hated Kanye for riding with Trump, but the CEO of Rock Nation got a full pardon. Desiree Perez, that's her name. I won't get too much into it, but you know what? I'll say this. Trump pardoned a lot of your favorite rappers. Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, even Death Row co-founder Michael Harry O'Harris. How y'all feel about them? I mean, we already knew Wayne was riding with him. Hey, you know what? Kodak Black did pledge his allegiance to Trump too, so can't even front. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, she handles a lot of different rappers. You know, she was arrested in '94, conspiracy with intent to distribute narcotics, among other offenses. She's 52 now, but you know, she was like, I've taken full accountability for my mistakes from 25 years ago, but I also take tremendous pride in my personal growth. Yada, yada, yada. Her family was selling them things. She snitched on them and some other cartel dudes. Are we going to judge her by her past? That's actually criminal. Both got to stop picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. always say some questionable shit. But there's one thing you got to say. He don't sugarcoat it and tell you how it should be. He tell you how it is. And some folks, they hate to hear how it is. It's sad. It's fucked up. I know. But you be alright. Let me see something before I move on. Yes. So, on social media and all that, everyone's been posting about Shanquella Robinson. The update right now is that Mexico wants to extradite the girl who was fighting her in the video for like the charge is femicide. I guess when an attack on somebody because they're a woman. That's what it's called. So hopefully that happens. Whew. You know what's crazy? I didn't announce the name of the episode. Episode 97, Clout. And as you can see, I pointed out that the whole Jamel Hill, my son, Terrell Owens, and some of these other analysts, whatever, is using this for some clout. I'm seeing preachers talk about Stephen A. I'm like, yo, y'all talking about him like he was in the picture. That's my whole point of this episode. Is like, y'all really trying to put down a black dude and not slay the white guy. Y'all doing the exact same thing you're accusing him of. Like 100 of y'all trying to put Stephen A down, and y'all should be talking about Jerry Jones. He just gave his opinion. That was it. It makes me think now, like, who pulling the strings? But, it's whatever, man. Before I let go, my birthday on Wednesday, I turned 40. Sheesh. We got 3 more episodes to episode 100. I think that's Wednesday, 100th episode. Let me put that in there so y'all can put that in your calendars. 98. The 19th, December 19th. That's actually the first day of Hanukkah. How about that? The 100th episode. So yo, like I always say, like, share, subscribe, comment. God is good. God is great. Thank God my paper's straight. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace out. Oh! WWE Survivor Series War Games. Woo! We the ones. Bloodline. I'm out.